Hey, it's Renee, and today is the 13th day of the October Pagan YouTube Vlog Challenge, and the keyword for the 13th day is, get this, superstition. That's funny. Anyhow, I'm not a superstitious person, at least not negative superstitions. I don't really buy into many of them. I actually think most of them are omens of good luck. So, as far as negative superstitions go, it's not a thing for me. But there's one thing that I definitely believe in. And I will share with you the story of why. So, I was about 9 or 10 years old. My mom and I were shopping in this very large, nice, very common thrift store in Olympia, Washington. And we went there frequently, probably once every 6 months or so, to do clothes shopping. And I got tired. I was done with my portion of shopping, and my mom was still looking for some things. So I went to go sit down next to the dressing rooms, where there's some chairs and there's mirrors also on the wall. These are nice mirrors. They're not random donated mirrors. They're bought for the store for people to try things on and look at themselves in. They're sturdy, or so I thought. And in front of the mirrors there are these benches, right? So there's no backs to these benches. You can't bump accidentally the mirror behind you with the bench. So I sit down. I've been sitting there for probably 5 minutes or so. It's really quiet. Store is mostly filled with older women. And all of a sudden, I hear this huge crash, huge, enough to be wow, what was that? And I kind of look around because in my mind, I heard it off to the front of me and kind of to the right. And so I'm looking out into the rest of the store trying to figure out what the sound was, because it's pretty big. And I looked over, try and see where my mom was, and she was over there and she was looking around. And then all of a sudden, within a split second, all of these older ladies start coming up to me and are like, "Oh, are you okay, dear?" And really genuine concern. And it freaked me out, because I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Literally been sitting here for 5 minutes. I'm okay. My mom's right there. She knows where I am. I didn't know what was going on. And then my mom sees all of these people around her daughter. So she comes rushing over, and then she realizes what had happened. And she stands me up, looks me over, has me turn around. She's genuinely worried. And I still am clueless. And then I turn around and I see a completely shattered mirror on the floor directly behind me. Now, I should mention that the frame of the mirror and the backing of the mirror was completely still exactly where it was on the wall. It was as if just the glass had been ticked in just the right spot, and the whole mirror shattered and collapsed right behind me. The frame didn't fall off the wall. It was just the glass being and knocked to the floor. Interestingly, though, the sound was just one big bang, or one big loud sound. It wasn't the glass getting shattered and then falling to the ground. It was the whole thing just cracked and then onto the floor. I didn't even hear the cracking. Like I said, I thought it was further off from me. And so obviously everyone was concerned that it had fallen behind me and that maybe I had sustained some sort of injury. I was fine, completely untouched. Everything was okay. And I think we got a discount or something, but it was definitely a thing. Okay, the reason why I believe that this is some sort of potential meaning of bad health is they say that bad luck follows a person for 7 years, and I believe the original Egyptian thing was death would follow immediately, and then the Egyptians revised it to being bad health or bad luck would follow you for the next 7 years. So about A month or two later, I got extremely sick. I ended up having a strep virus. Normally you would get strep in your throat, and it sucks, and you're sick as a dog, and it's terrible. Well, imagine that same virus, instead of eating at your throat and trying to make a home there, it goes into your tissue in your knee joints and in your ankle joints, and it lives there for months undetected because no one can figure out what is wrong. So I essentially couldn't walk for about 6 months. And I kept having repeat infections. No matter what they did, it would infect new tissue. And then a couple of years into this, basically, it just randomly subsided. Right. And then I ended up starting to have the first bit of my issues with bipolar disorder, and then just shortly before and after that, I started to develop an eating disorder. So there was a lot that fell into that 7-year time period that was not good for health, and my mom did end up passing away just at the end of that 7-year time period. And I've always just thought that timing was sort of interesting, because that mirror shouldn't have broken, and it almost felt like I don't think somebody randomly walked up to me and cursed me. I don't. But it would be very easy to believe in that situation. And I just always have thought that's interesting. So if a mirror breaks, brace yourself, especially if it just shatters for no reason. Very interesting. And I still can't explain that. I still have no idea. Although I will say that I have felt a similar almost dissociation when extreme things have happened around me or when I've been in danger. And I've come to believe, it almost feels like there's a bubble sort of around me in some situations. Not all. I've been in some situations where I haven't felt bubbled in when I've been in danger, but there are a few that I have been very bubbled in, and the impact and the sound and everything has been completely distorted because of feeling this bubble. And I've come to believe that is, you can call it guardian angels, you can call it your spirit guides, you can call it your ancestors, you can call it whatever you want. But I've come to think that those are my protective people coming in and surrounding me and keeping me safe. And I have no doubt that in that situation, I definitely did have a bubble around me. Because that's what I've kind of experienced later on when sounds have been distorted like that for me. But anyways, that is my one experience with something that was kind of superstitious that ended up going badly for me. So yeah, I hope you're having an all awesome October 13th. Bye.